Do you have a G-body with a V6 in it and want to upgrade to a V8? This is the video for you. First things first, let's get this air cleaner out of here. Maybe a few hoses hooked up to this. Let's take them off. We're going to take care of some of this pollution control here. This looks like it connects to another hose and it goes into the carburetor and the valve cover. So we are going to disconnect it and label it. Here's another pollution control hose from the carb. Last one we've got actually goes to the gas tank, but we're going to leave that one for now. Now we're going to remove our radiator shroud so that we can make more room to remove our accessories.
This is pretty easy. We got a few bolts on the top and then 2 bolts on the sides that connect the bottom to the top.
This should just come right off. Ta-da!
Now we're going to work on removing some of our front accessories to make room to pull our engine.
Oh! Oh! I totally put a hole in my radiator. Oh! I guess we're draining the radiator. Made it really easy on my decision to have to get a new radiator. Bigger ones. You guys won't have to say it in the comments. I'll need to get a new one anyways. So after you successfully remove your fan and start removing your radiator fluid, you can remove all your accessories. This is our ground right here.
Removing our alternator.
That one's pretty easy.
Make sure you label all of your wiring and anything else with some tape and pen.
Yep. And you have successfully removed your alternator. This alternator still works really well, so we're going to reuse it.
A lot of these brackets are going to fit on our V8, so we're going to take those off and save them for later.
Finally comes. Yeah, last time I drove the Camino, I didn't think it was going to be the last time with this V6. Kind of sad. This is my old reliable. Next, we're taking off the power steering pump. This is the reservoir, and this is the power steering mechanism. So they're obviously attached. So we'll take this off and push it off to the side. Would be interested though in the V6 that ran. I think it's amazing. Pushed up there. The V8 engine mount uses this hole and this hole and this hole. The fourth one's right here, and you don't use that. So the whole engine mount will be right in that location. No, I just took it out. This is for the cruise control. We are not going to have that on the V8. Labeling the engine temp. Oh, there you go. Yeah. There you go. You got to be gentle with some of these. Oh, there you go. Right here. That's for the electric choke. Yeah. I wonder what that connects to. Or that. Jeez. Quite ready for that yet.
Now it's time to remove the carburetor.
No. We need to disconnect before we try pulling this, and it is this fuel line.
We have an electric fuel pump in this El Camino, pretty easy to remove. If you want to watch the video how we installed that, click the link in the upper right.
Oh! Don't lose that. The other engine anyways, because it's different linkage.
We couldn't get the kickdown disconnected, so we got a little resourceful.
One more hose here
We
in the
will
back.
just be installing a new one later.
Really didn't want to say goodbye. I don't think it is. I bet it won't. Universal engine plate, lift plate. Yeah, this intake's aluminum. Shoot, I don't even. Whoa, jumped at me. This one right here is a transmission hose. The reason why I know that is because it was making this sound. And it turns out it was this. And I plugged this. I quit making that sound. I found it.
We're just disconnecting some of the vacuum hoses remaining here on our intake manifold.
So as you can see, we've made some pretty good progress. We're calling it a night tonight, and we will be back. Welcome back to the Roy Garage. We're going to continue removing our V6 out of the El Camino. Before we get to a couple of the other things we need to do before we pull this engine, we want to make sure we can lift our engine with this engine lift adapter that we picked up. We are going to continue draining it by loosening that little wing nut thinger right there.
We're trying to make sure we have as much radiator fluid removed from our engine as possible before we remove our hoses and pull this engine. Now we're working on removing the bottom half of this fan shroud.
And the only thing that could be spinning is the bolt. So I said the bolt is not spinning. There we go. Alright, Leroy previously loosened that up. Oh yeah, look at that accuracy. That goes about as good as most radiator fluid dumps go. Yeah. Anything that came off this engine, carburetor. Dude, you took care of that.
Now we're disconnecting our heater hoses.
Heater works great. What are you talking about?
This is just a random hose going from one side of the engine to the other. No idea what it's used for.
Almost got all this stuff off. There's going to be the heat coming off. Oh yeah. This goes down to the starter. That looks like that's going to be fun to unhook. These exhaust manifolds look like they'd be the next easiest thing to take off though. Knock on woody. Cut them up. We could do that, or we could just toss like butter, dude, huh? Like butter, dude. Like butter, dude. Time to take out those torque converter bolts. I'm gonna want this. Something down there. First things first, we got to get this torque converter panel off here. There's 4 bolts and they are 10 millimeter.
Make sure you don't forget to take your torque converter bolts off. We've done that before, our first engine pull, and we pulled the torque converter out the engine. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't do that.
There you go. There, now you can see your torque converter and your flywheel. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. A little bit more. Stop. Now I can actually probably get a socket on it. Swing away. There we go. There she. That's loose. It's loose. Oh, no way. Yeah. Tractor loose. Yeah, you just want to go to the next one? I see it. It's getting close. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. All right, right there. There we go. If I can just kind of lean up against the oil filter here. And, yeah. Good. Almost like loose. I cracked it. But let me get it like loose. There we go. Okay, got one off. You want to rotate it? All right, got it. Next one. All right, there we go. Torque converter bolts removed. Sweet. Yeah, it's not gonna reach. We removed our fender. We're not going to show you the details on how we did that, but if you do want to see those details, link is in the upper right corner. Let's get back to pulling this engine. I mean, you could twist it here, come in a little bit. Look at that. This is what you need to get going and get started. Get the least expensive engine hoist you can get, but if you got the money, get the bigger one. Save you a lot of time. You don't have to remove a fender. All right, Jake, lift it up. I wish.
Time to remove our distributor. There's one bolt that holds it in place. Get that loose,
Nice.
pull the bracket back, it'll come right out.
Then once you get it loose enough, you should be able to pull that plate back. And then this one's got one on both sides. And then we got tack. There we go. Beautiful, your hands are in the way that whole time. Yeah, well, it's not easy, Jake. Being this good at everything. Now it's going to make it a lot easier to see some of these transmission bolts. I can see 2 of them now. And since we pulled this fender, there's one back here that's just the slightest easier, a little bit easier to get to. Toughest one is going to be down in that corner, so we'll start with that one. Always start with your hardest transmission bolts first, because you can get them loose, and once you crack them loose, you can usually get them out finger, and then work on those easy ones last. Do. Oh, shucks. Why is this not? There we go. Number 1. Nice. Number 1 done. This other one over here is going to be easy. I hope. It's just right here. Cracked it. Just make sure that I got it loose here. Or at least it's cracked. Yep. There it is. Yep, that's the next one. I think I need to remove this. Then I'd be able to get my hand down in there to hold the back side of it. ratcheting. Like, it's hard to believe that it's loose. Almost kind of close. It's just keeping it square. Just keeping it square enough. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's it right there. Cracked. Nice. And I got the 2 on that side already. Yep. Cracked. This one, the hard one, and then there's this other one right here.
It would be a total of 6 bolts holding the transmission to the engine, and then a couple dowel pins.
Okay, this one's cracked. I think there's just one more on this side. Yeah, one more. There is 2, but I got the one from the top. Huh? I think I got it. Oh, yeah. Always do the hard ones first.
Now we're getting our engine mount bolt loose before we pull the last few transmission bolts.
Oh yeah, that's money, dude.
It's getting loose. It's getting loose. It's off.
Nice.
Can you see it at least?
Ooh, am I on it?
You might be.
Wow.
Figured we could do that after we lift the engine up. There you go. Let's get this engine hoist hooked up and take the rest of those transmission bolts off.
Oh yeah. Oh. All right, we're in. Put those bolts there.
Think that's good?
Sure.
I think I got one down below left on that, but that one's a pretty easy one to get to. So, but I think I want to be on the top end doing this one and not underneath it. So I'm gonna go do that one first.
Okay.
Put light in my face and I really can't see what I'm doing. Oh, that's much better. I got it loose, I just got it. Cool beans. That's all the bolts on this side. Let's see, so we got this one, that one's pretty easy, and that one. This one looks like this one's gonna be the hardest one over here, so let's do that one next. I know it's loose, so I just gotta get this on there. There we go. A little more movement on it. Alright, it's loose. I can't really do it with this anymore. My gloves caught.
Nice.
Let's see here, which one's going to be easier. Gonna add a little pressure on that transmission.
Jake's got a jack to make sure we've got something holding the transmission up.
I like it when they got the blurry on the when they can set their camera up, the backgrounds. Last one. There you go.
No way.
Yeah. Push the engine mounts through and then pull it from the transmission. Try to get those pins out. We do got to get this off of here too.
What I was referring to there was the ground that goes from the back of the head to the firewall.
Trying to make sure we got all of our wires up here. I think we should be good.
Okay.
Ta-da.
Need to pull it out?
Huh?
Because this side's slotted.
Yeah, the front slotted, but the back, I don't know about the back. So
Lift it up once. Keep lifting it. It looks pretty high.
Jake noticed that the passenger side engine mount was slotted, and he was right.
Out, bro.
yeah, let's check the transmission.
Now a little shimmy shake to try to
looks
get
like
those
we're
pins loose
making
from the
progress.
transmission.
Yeah. Okay, you need to twist the whole thing?
Hold this your way.
Okay.
Alright, I can come my way a little bit.
Okay. Twist it forward. We're gonna have to go higher.
Okay.
Like 3 or 4 inches higher. It's that crossbar coming across with the. I can cut it though. I can cut it on this side.
You want to cut this one?
Nice.
That was the exhaust cross member going from the driver's side under the engine to the passenger side.
Okay, this is the ground strap.
Jake finally getting that ground on the back of the engine to the firewall disconnected.
I always put it
While
back
I
in.
look for the tape to label the starter wires and get those finally disconnected.
I can see the starter now. I can probably. Yep, that's the size. There we go. There it goes. Starter. There we go.
And there she goes.
You're in the middle of swapping your V6 to a V8 on your G body. Before you go lifting that V8 up, you gotta swap your engine mounts. That's what we're gonna show you how to do today. All right, if your engine leaks any oil like ours does, it's probably gonna be caked up here with some crud. Ideally, we would have taken this out and pressure washed it, but it's 0 degrees outside, so we can't really do that. I should take this radiator out. I got a new one. You know why? Oh, I totally put a hole in my radiator. That's why. Alright, got these pretty well cleaned off. We can see where they're at. Alright, Jake, want to grab me the 5/8? I think that's what these are. Do it. There you go, buddy.
Here you go.
Lefty loosey. Nope, it's spinning. Dang it. Thank you. Alright, there's this little spot right here. Try to get in there. Oh, it slid on, Jake. Oh, it's getting loose. Give me an extension. I could use a longer one. I think those last threads are pretty rough.
Oh, rough, just the way your mother likes it to be.
Oh. Yeah, freaking surgeon here, baby. Surgeon. Hey, Jake, go put this in the organizer and label it, would you? His car, and it totally busted out one of the windows. See this, Jake? This isn't gonna reach.
I knew it. That sucks, doesn't it?
Oh, is there anything that would work?
I have an idea.
Oh, you found my longer wrench. Where the heck did you find my longer wrench?
In my pocket the whole time.
Jeez. Here goes nothing. It did it. That longer wrench you found, Jake's really doing the trick.
Yeah, hopefully we can get to that other one.
No. No. It's gone. It's lost in Narnia forever. We'll see if we can get them later. I can somewhat see. Here we go. Now I might be able to see something. Oh yeah, baby, here we go. Here we go. Alright, I got it on.
Alright, you want me to get that?
Oh, somewhere down there.
Bro, you did it.
I did it. Oh, yeah, see that? Yeah, you don't want that. You got sensitive stuff back there. Money, Jake. That's money, dude. Where'd you put that? Where'd you put that?
One down, bro.
Yeah.
The other one's gonna go a lot faster.
What'd you do with my life?
There we go, one.
Guys, wire comes in handy, okay? Jake, roll the clip. Roll the clip. Just like that. Just like that.
Whoa!
That
Yeah, baby.
is not supposed to go in there. Let's get these valve covers on.
If you want to see how that washer ended up in that
Right next
engine,
to a
click the
hole.
link in the upper right corner.
We can reuse that hardware.
We can reuse this.
We can reuse that hardware, bro. We can reuse the hardware. Alright, so after you get your driver's side done, you got to go to the other side and do the passenger side. We're going to do a time lapse on these, and hopefully they're easy. Yep. Is the time lapse going? No, I can't find it. You know, just once you find the spot, you shouldn't leave it.
That's what she said.
Gasoline everywhere.
Uh-oh.
Well, there goes my beautiful view.
Well, there's gasoline everywhere. We're definitely not grinding off any of these. She's finger loose.
That was easy.
She's finger loose. Alright.
Oh, I said it, Lee.
What? This is going to be the hard part. Breathe.
Hey!
They said it couldn't be done. They said it couldn't be done, but I did it. I wasn't on it anyways. I was just oh, sorry. Just let me clean some of these holes so I got something I can look through. It's different. I need something to push on it right there in the top corner, you know? What I got here, we got Jake Roy down there. He just added an extension. And he is...
Sometimes you just gotta tap out and tap in your buddy.
She's finger loose. Alright, now don't lose that, Jake. It's almost coming out. Out.
Like a champ.
Oh, like a champ. Like a champ.
Oh,
Whoa,
geez, don't
whoa.
lose that. Oh. This is all we had to do. Add an that load extension gave us a little bit more leverage, and we were able to get up in there. Where I was laying down on the ground, I had a good view looking at it, so I was able to make minor adjustments to get it on there.
Hey look, the Roy Garage YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Well, that right there is how you remove your V6 engine mounts. Now we got these V8 engine mounts. We're going to mount them in there. We are looking at the passenger side, and I just wanted to show you these in terms of bolt holes being used. This one lined up there so you can see how far back this mount goes. Sits basically on the back half, and the new mount shares this hole. And then you'll notice these top bolt holes are wider on the top than they are on the bottom. So if you've got it upside down, bolt holes won't line up. So make sure you're watching that so you don't accidentally get bolt in there and they're not lining up. So this will use these top two holes and then a slot, the slotted one on the bottom. We're going to work on the slotted one on the bottom first because that one's going to be the hardest because we have this access point for these two. Let's get it. All right, I just used some extensions with some tape to hold the bolt ends just so I can get it started. So you can see I got this one started, and again, it's in a slotted position, so these aren't going to line up, so you just got to make sure you move it up. Now I'll be able to use this slot right here to get these other two and then tighten them down. But yeah, you can kind of see. Yep. And again, if it was flipped upside down, these bolt holes wouldn't line up. All right, now we're going to work on this one furthest away, just because this one's probably going to be in the way a little bit. What we're going to do is just tape it here so we don't lose it. Let's get everything lined up. Sorry, my arm gets in the way of this first one, but you are able to see the second one a lot better. Here we go. All right. Now we can just take that off. Just going to get these on for now. Tighten them later. One step at a time. Again, taping it to here, putting it through there. I guess you can see it just a little bit better. Sorry about the focus. Boom shakalak. All right, we got these started on this side. Got these started on this side. Let's go to the other side. These are the engine mounts that we have. Part number, in case you were wondering. Voila, this looks beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. Stock V8. Use a little tape, holding on there. Doing the bottom one first. Okay, I see it. Just need to readjust my hand down the bottom. Right there. Here we go. Now where's that mount? Skinny one, skinny holes on the bottom. And my nut. Cool. There we go. Bottom one done. Now for the top two. All right, I got my tape. Let's do this furthest away. Sorry for the noise in my heater. I lost my lapel mic, but I've got a new one ordered, and this is what we like to use. I like to make sure I got it lined up in the hole first. There we go. Come on, baby. Boom shakalak. Now for the last one. I'd say the worst part was just getting the old mounts off. Should be pretty easy to tighten these. Just because the old mounts, this back bolt was the toughest bolt. Going through those A-arms with the extension should be pretty easy, I'm thinking, for that one. All right, let's get these tightened up. All right, I think this is enough extensions to get the job done. Let's see if it'll work. there you have it. Nice and tight all the way around. Whew. Not too bad.
Today, we finally dropped
Not
in the
too
small
bad.
block Chevy to our El Camino. We got some new engine mounts in here. We got our new engine mount bolts, and then also some new engine mounts on the engine. We're going to maneuver our engine here into the engine bay, try to get the pins lined up and get this attached to the transmission, and then slowly let it down on our engine mounts. Let's try going down with her. Oh, we do want to hook up the starter.
A great idea as you're dropping your engine is to connect your starter. You just have better access before you get the engine bolted in place. You can totally hook up your starter later. It's just a little bit easier this way.
I don't see anything really over here that's anything that I'm looking for.
That one, it's a small one. I mean, it's on there. Shall we keep going down for real?
We're going down for what? Here she goes.
If you don't have a twin brother, it's a great idea to invite a friend over to help with this process, to have an extra set of eyes, hands, and muscle to maneuver your engine in the right spot.
I'm not quite over this engine mount. I'm going to try going down a little bit and see if I can get it on the right side of this engine mount. She's going down. Okay, I wonder if I can go up a little higher with that transmission. Oh, that's so close.
This is where those extra hands, extra muscles, and extra eyes really come in handy, because you're really going to need to shimmy, move things around to get everything to fit right.
Where I'm at. So let's do it. Let's go down. Should we grab some different camera angles here? All right, so we needed to lift up past these engine mounts, and now we are somewhat close to lined up with the transmission. So we just need to get those pins in, and then we'll be good to put a couple bolts, 2 or 3, maybe 4, transmission to the engine, and then drop on the engine mounts. Yeah, our engine is very much this way, so we'll have to just
an inch or 2 this way. Oh, there we go. I'll throw a piece.
I am 2, so now we want to go down. There we go. I'm pretty close to being on top of this engine mount. You're on that engine mount. Is that enough? Oh, Jake, come on. You want to take a look, see?
Oh yeah, I think we're closer.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're not binded.
Drop it.
Oh, geez. So it's got to go down in your way. Because right now I'm about 2 inches above where the pin needs to go. See that? This right here needs to be lined up with that right there.
So the engine needs to go down.
Yeah. Someone needs to sit here like this and hold it twisted. We need to do the lift and twist, but I need to try to keep this pin lined up. Okay, I'm in, and I'm just going to stay focused. That's it.
That's it?
No, I don't think so. I think the engine needs to go down a little bit in order for that passenger side to be lined up. So I'm going to stay focused on keeping this pin in, and you apply pressure on that side. There we go. We're connected. Now we need to get a bolt in somewhere. Come on now. Can you put a pressure on this side too?
We've got our engine and transmission together. Now it's just getting a couple bolts to make sure it doesn't come apart.
Left, and then I kind of want to
Try tightening it a little bit. The other easy one will probably be underneath on that side. All right, I'm gonna go underneath here and try to get one more transmission bolt bolted up here. Okay, in the hole. All right, this side's pulled together. How are we doing on those engine mounts? There we go. There we go. You try it. I'm gonna go down here and see if I can reach this one now. Getting one more transmission bolt connected here for a little added safety. Okay, I got it pushed in. The bolts on the bottom were actually pretty easy to get to with a foot-long extension and a universal joint. Yep, they're starting to come together. So we've got one bolt on top and the two on the bottom. Boom shakalaka. Now it's time to install our engine mount bolts to make sure that they're lined up before we get too far. No, there it goes. Hey. I can see it. Heck yeah, bro. I can see it, dude. Dude, transmission's connected. Engine mount's in. Yeah. Jeez, I never thought I'd see the day. Well, let's get the nuts on there. There she be. Lined up right there. A little bit of a gap. Hopefully it doesn't pull the torque converter out too much and cause her to leak a little bit more. But we're going to put that one on, spin it over a little bit more, and put all three of them. And we'll be good to go with this torque converter. These torque converter bolts were an absolute pain. We got two of them in, rolled to the last one, and we couldn't quite get the third one in there. And we ended up actually cross-threading it a little bit. So we did have to pull the engine back out and test out our flex plate to make sure everything lined up. And it was off by just the slightest amount.
Just off by a skosh. Why?
So we took a drill, we reamed them out a little bit, put the flex plate back on there, and now we're reinstalling the engine. So we're getting our reps in here. It's getting a lot easier, and let's hope we can get that flex plate bolted to that torque converter.
So
Shut up.
shut the front door.
Shut the front door.
That's awesome, bro.
Yes. Time to call it a night.
I want to try squeezing them headers in there, but yeah.
Oh yeah, we should definitely do that.
And we're back working on the Camino. We're going to hook up the exhaust, our throttle linkage, fuel, and a battery to see if this thing fire up. All right, so this is what we have for our straight pipes and our mufflers. This one goes on the driver's side. This one goes on the passenger side. Hopefully there's enough clearance underneath the Camino for these, and we're going to find out. These do run pretty nice and quiet. There's some part number right there if you're looking for part number. Let's get to it. Just crawling under here, and I noticed that we still have our old exhaust hanging from. At least now there isn't any of the exhaust that's hitting the floor or ground. In place, some blocks. Okay, that should hold there. Here we go. See if we can get it a little more in the center. I think that might. There we go. It's a little bit more in the center. I'm thinking that's going to help us a little bit. Oh, yep. Goes up to the top, and then that'll smash into the bottom. Try number 2. Try number 1. All right, I think I got it in the manifold. I just need to get my plate up high enough and to get a thread or two on it. These go in here nice and easy. I'm thinking about just leaving these in here. This last one's kind of a weird spot, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Can you see that up there? Got those in there. Good enough space here. Good enough space there. Now let's just try to get them tightened down with as close as we can here. Maybe I'll put some plastic between there and zip tie it. That probably would. That's not a bad idea. But we got what? How thick are 2x4s? Inch and a quarter. That'd be 5 inches there then. 5-6 inches. A little close for comfort. Back one is just a pain. I think that's good. Let's see if we can get these boards out. See how as she drops down a little bit. Oh, that's funny. That's all right. We're just doing this just to test her out. We need to cut a notch in here. We'll mark it and cut a notch. Weld something on top of it. Yep. Let's grab our blocks here and our tools and go to the other side. Alright. Hopefully our jack stand isn't in the way. Yeah, we should be good. You can see them right there. Yeah, here we go. Get it somewhat lined up. Alright, we got that straight pipe over there. And this one. Oh yeah, you can see the 3 holes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, tell me how to come with me, cause you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. Okay, looks like we're pretty close. Do need to take these off. There we go. Put those somewhere we can reach them. And see if we can get her lined up. Just need to get these lined up. Maybe I can do a lot of it by hand. Maybe? No, there's no way I'm going to be able to do a lot of it by hand. Because these are a little bit tight, so they're kind of designed to have a little more resistance so they don't come off. Uno, dos. There we go. See if we can get a ratchet on them. There we go. Got them tightened up enough. Toes off the ground. This one's actually pretty good here, so I think all we got to do is hook the battery up. I think the fuel is hooked up already. Whoa! What are you doing here? You're supposed to be right there. Well, I know I said we need to hook our fuel up, but Jake already took care of that. And then I added these zip ties just to try to keep it away from this. As far as our linkage, I took this off of our old intake manifold. I made it a long time ago to work on the Camino, but we just have that bolt right there, and then the intake manifold bolt that we've got to take off to mount this on there. Intake manifold bolt off of here. Okay. Just see what she feels like. Should work. There we go. And this one's got anti-seize on it. All over my fingers. There she goes. Okay, that's good. That one's definitely smaller. There we go. Dang, it's still not quite close enough. I don't like that. I have to go back to the drawing board. This is what we got here. We're going to take our clip out in our washer and set that off to the side. And then let's check and see if it fits. Fits pretty good. Our nut and lock washer to tighten everything up on the back side. Washer, nut. Here we go, let's get that tightened up. Alright, that's nice and tight. It's gonna reach. She reaches. Sweet. Washer. Our little pin. Grab that pin. Bend one up. Bend one down. Back. Oh yeah. Hey, now all we gotta do is hook the battery up, but I do want to get this thing off the jacks so I can wheel it out in case we have any problems. Yeah, now that she's down on the way, we don't have a whole lot of space there, so I'll probably use a zip tie to give us a couple more inches, but we're not driving this thing around the street, we're just trying to get her running. I feel like it's only hitting on like... There we go. She's alive, baby. If you enjoyed watching this project and want to see more videos of the Camino, you can check out that playlist in the upper left. You can check out last video in the lower left and future videos in the lower right. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of The Roy Garage. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. See you next time.